to chew on a while. This is stuff we've got to absolutely consume, things we've got to be working on. And Paul is writing here talking about love, and he mentions evil. He's talking about brotherly love, not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. Now, in all of this, we got to remember we're serving God, aren't we? Rejoicing in hope and patience in tribulation. Now, one of the hardest things for all of us to have is patience, isn't it? I struggle with it. I tell you all the time, I joke about my patience at the Walmart. Man, I tell you what, I can just about, I get so aggravated standing there. Because first of all, here's the dummy me. I go in and I'm going to get 3 things, and then I end up with a hand, but I'm going like this, and I'm holding it to the checkout line where I should have got a buggy, and that's what they're for. And then I get up there, and there's 300 of us and 2 checkouts. And my patience gets thin, and I have to struggle with that. And so I know what patience, but also about patience in tribulation when things are coming, dealing with people, with situations, and it says continuing instant in prayer. Well, you've got to be prayed up and got to be praying to overcome it, don't you? Now think about it. When you're going through tribulation, whatever it is, whoever it is, okay, you've got to be instant in prayer. It continues on here about distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. You know what? Sometimes it's hard to have a smile on your face, isn't it? Sometimes you struggle. Especially when, and I joke about this to some extent, but when I say about the folks who suck the energy out of you, okay, it's hard to have hospitality sometimes. Bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. Now that's tough. And I'm a preacher, you just don't understand. Yes, I do. I do. I really do. I've had the brunt of social media, Facebook. You know, I've seen stuff written on there, and nobody had to say, that's for you. Nobody had to put Jerome Mullins in bold. I knew right off and I just told my wife, I said, this one's for me. And she said, yep, that one's for you. And it's hard when people are persecuting you, and it's hard not to say, But it says here, rejoice with them that do rejoice, weep with them that weep, be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceit. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Now, here's one of the tough ones. Because, you know, if you're a hillbilly, we're all hillbillies, most of us, okay? But you're raised up where, you know, I've heard people say, well, you know, I was raised where my mom and dad told me, don't you start no fight. But when everyone starts, you don't take nothing. You better take your part in it. You finish it, okay? And if not, you're in trouble, you get taps if I find out, okay? And you know, but the Bible tells us not to recompense evil to evil, not to retaliate, right? But what do we want to do? I'll get them. I know what to do. Just wait. Here's what I got laid up. I'll find my time, and I'll take care of this. You know. And you know what? There's somebody watching. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard. I know. When you walk into that wonderful place out the road there, you know, sometimes I think Walmart is a den of iniquity. I tell you, it's a gathering place, you know. And I do my best anymore to try to stay out of there as much as I can, but just sure as you know it, I walk in, there comes Satan. You know. And I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, help me. Help me. Take them down the other aisle. Take me down the other aisle. Please don't let us turn and go, you know, right into each other. And there's times you think, boy, just let me get over there real quick. I'm going to flat out tell them. And we want to recompense evil to evil, but the word says not to. Is that tough? It sure is. Man, it's hard. And you know, I'll be the first one to raise my hand and confess before the entire congregation, I have struggled with it. I've struggled with it, okay? And there's plenty of times that I wanted to fire me off one of them nice, toasty messages on Facebook. I even had a couple of them typed out. Had them out right there and was just getting ready to go. And then I went, no, and I went, delete it all. Why? Because I couldn't recompense evil to evil. And you know what? After the fact, you know, you feel 10 foot tall. Then you're like, you know, I was strong enough to be able to endure it. I prayed through it. I said, God, help me. I left it up to God